Hello and welcome back to the Trainers of the World Tournament Season 2. Today we've got a match between the Team Star Boss, Ortega, and the Pokemon trainer, Nando, our first trainer from the anime. That is also another unique thing about this tournament is we've got anime characters and manga characters. Nando's got the Roserade, Lopunny, Armaldo, Altaria, Ninetales, and Meowscarada, as Ortega has the Gardevoir, Revavroom, Mimikyu, Sylveon, Grimmsnarl, and that Tinkaton. And once these trainers are ready, we can begin match 3, game number 1. Nando starting off with Lopunny and Ninetales, Ortega starting off with Grimmsnarl and Mimikyu. Grimmsnarl going for the Thunder Wave, paralyzing that Lopunny. Ninetales going for the Heat Wave, dealing a fixed amount of damage to that Mimikyu thanks to its disguise. As it goes for Swords Dance, Grimmsnarl is going to take about 30% from that Heat Wave, boosted in the sun. Quite the first turn we've got here. Grimmsnarl paralyzing the other Pokemon as Play Rough takes out that Lopunny, and Ninetales uses Encore on that Mimikyu, trapping it into Play Rough. Nando's gonna send out the Meowscarada now. Meowscarada goes for the Flower Trick, getting that Grass Protean and taking out the Mimikyu. Heat Wave doing 38% to Grimmsnarl, Spirit Break doing half of Meowscarada's HP. Ortega's gonna send out the Tinkaton to replace that Mimikyu. It's currently 5v5 right now, still a fairly even game. Ninetales is paralyzed, Meowscarada is locked into Grass type. And the Tinkaton's got a huge hammer. Meowscarada going for Protect. Ninetales unable to move. Fake Out, hitting that Protect on Meowscarada as Grimmsnarl goes for Parting Shot on that Ninetales and is going to switch out to Revavroom, which is the Rockpa Starmobile, setting up the Misty Surge, and that Misty Sees, raising Revavroom's special defense. God, that is a mouthful. The Starmobile going to Terrasilize in the Fairy type. Meowscarada going for U-turn into Tinkaton. Gigaton hammered, sending Roserade back out off the field as the Starmobile goes for Shift Gear. Ninetales going for Encore on that Revavroom. And Nando gonna send out that Altaria. Revavroom being locked into Shift Gear. Tinkaton taking out the Altaria. This thing is putting in work. Heat Wave super effective on Tinkaton, doing just over a third to it. As Armaldo is sent out here. It's currently 5v3. Revavroom is locked into Shift Gear, max speed. Tinkaton with the Gigaton hammer is just knocking things out. Nando sends back out that Meowscarada, able to take advantage of that Protean. Going for yet another Shift Gear. Flower Trick is going to take out that Tinkaton with a critical hit. Heat Wave doing a quarter to Revavroom as the Encore ends. Ortega's gonna send out the Gardevoir here. Nando is down to his last 2 Pokemon. That Ninetales still paralyzed. Ortega not even bothering with it, just taking out everything else. Gonna Mega Evolve the Gardevoir. Gunk Shot takes out that Ninetales, and Mystical Fire takes out the Meowscarada. Ortega, with 5 Pokemon remaining, takes game number 1 of match 3. From Nando, we saw the Roserade, Lopunny, Armaldo, Meowscarada, Ninetales, and that Altaria. As from Ortega, we saw the Mega Gardevoir, the Revavroom, which is the Starmobile. We saw the Mimikyu, the Sylveon, the Grimmsnarl, and that Tinkaton that put in absolute work. Alright, we are back on the field for game number 2, and from Nando, we've got that Kricketune. From Ortega, we've got Azumarill and Darkspun being revealed. 3 new Pokemon in total on the field, the rest from game 1, and once these trainers are ready, we're going to see if Ortega can pull a 2-game win for match 3. Nando starting off with Roserade and Lopunny, a different lead as Ortega goes for Gardevoir and Azumarill. New leads from both of these trainers. I would imagine from Nando, because that first turn was terrible for him. Gardevoir gonna Mega Evolve. Lopunny fakes out. Plus the Sludge Bomb takes out that Mega Gardevoir. Superpower from the Azumarill is gonna take out the Lopunny. In one turn, both of these trainers have taken out one Pokemon on both sides, making it an even 5v5 right now. Nando gonna send out the Meowscarada. Ortega's sending out the Revavroom. I'm trying not to read the Starmobile name because that's a mouthful, but also so is Revavroom. You know, now that I'm thinking about Revavroom, did Revavroom inspire the invention of cars in the Pokemon universe? Ortega switching out to Darkspun. Meowscarada going to U-turn, switching out for the Ninetales, starting up that Sun. Weather Ball takes out the Revavroom. The synergy with Nando's team. Ortega sending out the Mimikyu now, revealing its ace. Roserade is also Nando's ace. I forgot to mention that. Solar Beam going to trigger that disguise as Mimikyu goes for Swords Dance. Sludge Bomb doing 63% to Mimikyu. Body Press doing just over a third to Ninetales. As Darkspun reveals it's got the leftovers. Never mind, that was revealed last turn. I'm a little slow. Darkspun going for Protect. Mimikyu terrestrializing the Ghost, taking out the Roserade with that Shadow Sneak. Solar Beam finishes off Mimikyu, and Darkspun is fully healed. Currently 3v4 right now. Ortega is behind by one Pokemon, but he's going to send out that terrifying Grimmsnarl as Nando sends back out that Meowscarada. This Grimmsnarl's Thunder Wave is very terrifying. It can shut down a Pokemon easily with just a simple 25% chance. I think it is, or is it 50%? I forget. I think it's 25%. Grimmsnarl going for the parting shot on Ninetales. Switching out to the Azumarill. Flower Trick gonna be super effective with the critical hit, taking out Azumarill. Solar Beam doing 25% to Darkspun. Play Rough is doing just under half to Meowscarada. It's now 2v4 as Grimmsnarl comes back out here. Both Pokemon going into Grimmsnarl's Protect as Body Press does 41% to Meowscarada. Meowscarada is going for Protect. Grimmsnarl going Thunder Wave into that Protect as Ninetales goes for Encore, but Grimmsnarl uses that Mental Herb and Darkspun uses Body Press on Ninetales, doing just over a third. Nando switching out both Pokemon to Altaria and Kricketune. Grimmsnarl going for the Protect. Body Press doing 60.7% to Altaria. Darkspawn nearly healed back up with those leftovers. Nando Mega Evolving that Altaria. Dazzling Gleam doing a good chunk to both Pokemon. Play Rough doing 46% to Kricketune. Knockoff doing 11.9% to Darkspawn, removing that leftover. And Spirit Break doing 63% to Altaria. Thunder Wave gonna paralyze that Altaria. Play Rough takes out the Mega. And Grimmsnarl gets hit with that lunge, losing attack. Meowscarada being sent out with 12 HP. Still 2v3 right now. Darkspawn and Grimmsnarl both go for Protect. Protecting for both of those terrifying attacks. Switching out to the Ninetales, setting up that Drought. Thunder Wave gonna paralyze the Ninetales. Play Rough does 46% to Kricketune. Lunge will take out that Grimmsnarl. And this dog is all that's left on Ortega's team right now. Kricketune going for Protect. Darkspawn going for Wish. Solar Beam doing 37%. Darkspawn is left with 16%. Darkspawn going for Protect. Blocking that launch. Blocking the Solar Beam as it heals 50% thanks to that Wish. Lunge doing 18.9, Solar Beam at doing 35%. It's losing slightly more than it can heal. Switching out to the Meowscarada. Darkspawn go for the Protect against that lunge. And being healed back up to 62%. Flower Trick is doing a critical hit. Play Rough's gonna end that Meowscarada. Lunge leaves Darkspawn on 3%. It's so over for Darkspawn. You know, I said he could come out on top, but yeah, I don't know. It's not looking too good for Darkspawn. Body Press does take out the Kricketune. At least Ortega brings it down to a 1v1. But Nando takes game number 2, which means we'll be going on to a game number 3. We saw, I believe, 3 new Pokemon altogether. So I'm curious to see what they'll be bringing to game number 3. Now we are back on the field for game number 3. I am not used to staying up this late. It's just about to be 1 AM for me. I usually work at 4 AM. But we're already seeing new Pokemon. While we don't see anything new on Ortega's side, we do see that Sunflora on Nando's side. Once these trainers are ready, we'll see who will be moving on to round 2. Nando leading off with the Lopunny and the Ninetales, Ortega with the Grimmsnarl and that terrifying Tinkaton. Last game this Tinkaton didn't do much because it was taken out so swiftly. I believe thanks to Heat Wave, I think. Lopunny going for Fake Out on the Tinkaton. Grimmsnarl Thunder Waving that Ninetales. Heat Wave's gonna take Tinkaton down to 7% thanks to that Sun. Heat Wave did miss that Grimmsnarl, unfortunate for Nando. Thunder Wave going for the Lopunny, but Limber protects it, while Return takes out the Tinkaton and Heat Wave does 44.4% to Grimmsnarl. Ortega sending out the Mimikyu now. Nando's gonna Mega Evolve that Lopunny. destroying Mimikyu's disguise as it goes for his sword stance. Ninetales is paralyzed. Spirit Break brings Lopunny down to a quarter of its health, lowering that special attack, which isn't going to do much to a Lopunny unless you're running a crazy set on it. Thunder Wave's gonna paralyze that Lopunny now that it doesn't have Limber. Play Rough's gonna take out the Lopunny. Ninetales is still paralyzed as Nando sends out the Meowscarada. Ninetales is back in that position it was in game number 1. Grimmsnarl going for the Protect. Mimikyu also going for the Protect. Flower Trick hitting that Protect. Heat Wave's gonna hit both Protects, and Meowscarada's locked into that Grass typing. Thanks to Protean's nerf, Meowscarada going for Protect, blocking that Thunder Wave and that Play Rough as Ninetales is paralyzed again. You know what? Welcome to the Traders of the World Tournament drinking game. Anytime a Pokemon gets paralyzed, frozen, burnt, or burned from a move or whatever, take a shot. Sending out the Delelele Whoop and the Sunflora. Shadow Sneak takes out Sunflora. Thunder Wave's gonna paralyze the Kricketune, and Meowscarada is sent back out here. Suddenly, Ortega is back in the lead right now. Oh yeah, Mimikyu also terrestrialized to Ghost last turn. Grimmsnarl going for that Protect. Shadow Sneak taking Kricketune down to the Sash. Knockoff's gonna take out the Mimikyu, also revealing its Life Orb, which was probably obvious earlier. And Ortega's gonna send out that Starmobile, setting up the Misty Surge, setting up the Misty Seed. It's currently 4v4 right now. Nando's crying because of how many times his Pokemon's been paralyzed. Meowscarada goes for U-turn into the Ninetales, setting up the Drought. Magical Torque doing 26.7%. Spirit Break do that last HP on Kricketune as Nando sends out that Roserade. I'm really hoping my audio is good, though with me rocking back and forth in my chair, it could probably be bad. Grimmsnarl going for the Parting Shot and is going to switch into the Sylveon. Weather Ball going to take the Starmobile down to less than a quarter. Dark Shot missing the Ninetales, but Ninetales being paralyzed. That's another shot for all you at home. Weather Ball's going to take out the Revavroom with a unnecessary crit. Hyper Voice dealing resisted damage to both Ninetales and Roserade. Activating that Throat Spray as Grimmsnarl comes back out here. It's now a 3v3. Once again, an even game. Ninetales still refusing to do anything. Grimmsnarl is unable to paralyze the Roserade thanks to that Misty Terrain and goes down. A lot just happened. It's basically 2v2, Sylveon and Gardevoir versus paralyzed Ninetales and Meowscarada. You know, hot take, but I do not like the standing cat. Gardevoir's gonna Mega Evolve, go for the double Protect on Ortega's team, as Meowscarada's locked into that Grass type, and Ninetales finally pulls off a Solar Beam just for it to land into that Protect. And with Sun no longer able to be set up, Ninetales loses one of its moves, basically. Flower Trick's gonna do critical hit to Gardevoir, taking it down to 2%. Hyper Voice takes Meowscarada down to 2%. What can this cat do? Flower Trick taking out the Gardevoir. Hyper Voice finishes off Meowscarada. And Ortega takes game number 3, which means he moves on to round number 2. Where, let me check my sheet, he will be facing off against, oh boy, that's a fun match for him. He'll be facing off against the Rust Syndicate leader, Corbo, the Poison type trainer. Look, I'm just saying, we can have type disadvantages win, but join us tomorrow where we'll be seeing the Pokemon Trainer Chase go up against the Blueberry Elite 4 member, Lacey. Thank you so much for watching, and until then, take care.